Welcome to A Guide to Every Deck in Modern. Today we're looking at Saffi Rallier Combo. Saffi Rallier Combo is a creature-centric combo deck that combines Saffi Eric's Daughter, Renegade Rallier, and a sack outlet to generate an infinite loop and win. The combo works like this. Sacrifice Saffi, targeting Renegade Rallier. Using a sack outlet, sacrifice Rallier. Rallier returns and triggers returning Saffi. You can repeat this loop infinite times. This is where the combo branches depending on which sack outlet you have. Blasting Station will deal infinite damage to the opponent. Alternatively, you can use Altar of Dementia to mill them out. The benefits of Altar are that it is 1 mana cheaper and can be returned by Rallier. The benefit of Blasting Station is that it has other uses when you don't have the combo assembled, able to pick off 1 toughness creatures like Ragavan and Mana Dorks. Carrion Feeder gains infinite +1 counters and will win as long as the opponent doesn't have a blocker. Viscera Seer doesn't win immediately, but scries through your whole deck and puts whatever you need on top for next turn. Falconwrath Aristocrat gains infinite +1 counters and can attack for lethal, notably hastily and with flying, so it's harder to block than Carrion Feeder. If you can't win immediately with your sack outlet, you can still win if you have Blood Artist. The rest of the deck is built around finding and assembling the combo. Ranger Captain of Eos finds either of the 1 mana sack outlets and messes with Cascade, Suspend, etc. It can be used preemptively if you suspect your opponent has removal to protect the combo from most forms of interaction. Eladamri's Call and Neoform find various creatures. Neoform rewards playing creatures that cost anywhere from 2 to 4 and is the reason you want Falconwrath Aristocrat. Voice of Resurgence punishes instant speed interaction and is a good creature to use Neoform on. It enables the deck to play a more mid-range plan by sacrificing it and finding Rallier, returning it and putting at least 9 power on the board. Beyond that, there are some Mana Dorks to ramp and a few other niche cards that fill other roles. Rallier and Saffi also have various other use cases outside of the combo. Rallier can return numerous other creatures that have died and can ramp by retrieving fetch lands. Saffi lets you save other creatures from removal, acting as a Spellskite-esque lightning rod. Sideboarding and Weaknesses. The deck's primary weakness is vulnerability to instant speed removal or graveyard hate that stops the recursive sacrifice combo, although Voice of Resurgence helps fight the former. Because of Eladamri's Call and Neoform, the deck can run a ton of Silver Bullet creatures in its sideboard, which I'll be going through in detail. Most of them can be swapped around depending on changes to the metagame and decks. Burrenton Forge Tender is for red decks to protect your creatures from burn spells and can be found by Ranger Captain. Drannith Magistrate is primarily to stop Cascade. Lavinia does the same, but her 2 toughness makes her vulnerable to burn spells like Fire and Ice, Dead and Gone, and Bonecrusher Giant, which the Crashing Footfalls deck plays. Magistrate also stops a number of other cards like Suspend, spells cast from the exile of Expressive Iteration, Flashback, etc. Endurance and Sanctifier on deck are for graveyards and can be brought in as blockers in various matchups, like Endurance against Flyers and Sanctifier against Death Shadow and its ilk. Gadok Teague stops expensive spells like Jace, Big Teferi, Sweepers, Tron Threats, and also shuts off X spells like Prismatic Ending, March of Otherworldly Light, and Chord of Calling. Kataki, Knight of Autumn, and Outland Liberator fight artifacts and enchantments, with Kataki being especially brutal to artifact-heavy decks like Hammer Time and Affinity. Meddling Mage blanks a ton of combo decks like Charbelcher, Primeval Titan, Cascade, etc. Solitude and Grist are for interacting with decks where you need to hit a singular big threat, like Hammer Time, Murktide, Yawgmoth, and other creature-centric combos. Grist can also grind against value decks. Body Launderer and Yawgmoth both act as value engines and additional combo pieces. With the combo set up, you can loot your entire deck with Launderer, making it huge or sacrificing it to return Blood Artist and win. Yawgmoth also combos with Blood Artist, can draw a bunch of cards, and picks off small creatures. Tips and tricks. You can grab Endurance with Eladamri's Call to fight graveyards at instant speed. Endurance and Solitude can be sacrificed to various sacrifice effects while the Evoke Death trigger is on the stack and can be brought back by Saffi. Saffi cannot target Yawgmoth since he has protection from humans. Be careful with Sanctifier on Vex since it'll exile all your black combo pieces from the graveyard. The sacrifice part of Grist's second ability isn't part of the cost to activate it, meaning if you only have 1 creature, your opponent can kill it in response to nullify the ability. Don't forget that Yawgmoth has a 3rd Proliferate ability. Some use cases are, you need to kill multiple creatures but don't have enough of your own creatures to sacrifice, put a counter on each of them, then Proliferate. Add a counter to Grist to reach its ultimate faster. Tick up the counters on an opponent's Chalice of the Void or Aether Vial to screw them over. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Saffi Rallier Combo. I want to thank my fellow players in the Magic community for whom sharing their experiences helps make these guides possible. You can find additional resources, such as an up-to-date deck list, in the description. If you think I left out anything important or got something wrong, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned to see what deck we look at next time.